You were blue when I was sick.
It does.
You don't even know when it happened.
No, but I thank God for it.
But then all of a sudden,
They grow up so fast.
There's a lot of stuff I don't have to do. Because they were trained well. And they know how to.
would you open the door again?
Because it never said.
Do I need to test to see if you can hear it?
You don't need to, but you can test for your own.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I'm gonna do you like they do me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Everybody ready?
Wellness Day, I will be bringing forth a meditation because of the time that we live in. We are living in the decline of an empire. We are in the middle of the deconstruction of one of the greatest empires ever known. In that time, many things must deconstruct. This meditation is to help you know who you are and what would be wise to do. So we're going to call for life in the time of anti-life. So we're going to spend 7 minutes calling for life. So I'll begin by sharing with you. Shall we call for aid and support from all that is, as we are one with all that is, and it is flowing through us now, and we feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call for aid and support from all that is, as we are one with all that is, and it is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy moving through us. Shall we call forth aid and support from all that is, as we are one with all that is, and it is flowing through us now. We feel the universal life energy of all that is. Shall we call to come into our own beingness? Shall living our lives be our worship? We are designed to gestate life, to nourish it, to support it, to produce the evolutionary opportunity to free us from anti-life as we have moved into this time. We were born into this time where anti-life is being deconstructed, so that we may bring forth expansion and growth, and that may take place within us and without those things that are happening around us, all the events that are in our world. Shall our prayer be our practice? Shall our practice be our power? Shall our practice be directing light, planting, gestating, birthing our life and the life of our primordial ancestor, Earth? Shall we be warriors for life, as we are, many of us are womb man, and the others of us are man. The two polarities of creation, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Shall we birth the new me, each of us, the new me, and the new world into being? Shall we call for life? You are encouraged to go deeply into your inner self and call upon the life that you have not been calling upon. Call that life come into you. Come into your organs. Come in through your crown chakra. Call for life to come down into your third eye. Ask for life to come into your throat chakra so that you may speak the truth. Ask for life to come into your heart so you may open, and then into your solar plexus. As we are the sun, we have the capacity to be the sun, and then to our sacral, and then into our base chakra. Shall we call for life? Go deeper. Go deeper. And deeper. Shall we call for life? Feel the life coming into you, moving all the darkness, moving all the memory, moving all the suffering, moving all the pain. Call for life to move it out of the way and out of your field. You are free of anti-life. Shall we call for life? You feel yourself being animated, moving. It's because life has action, it has motion. It's active, it's evolutionary. Call for life. Go deeper. Go to places within you that you have not been before. Bring light with you. Shine the light into all aspects of you. Bring the life to the cellular, molecular level of your beingness. Call for life to come into the waterways in your body, into the electrical components of your brain, as the synapses jump with the life force frequency that you call forward. Call forth life. Clear away all that is other than life, all that is anti-life. Go deeper. Shall this calling for life clear you of all things that are anti-life? Shall you be free from that which holds us back? Shall we take this opportunity to go deeper, bringing life into us, into our experience at the deepest possible levels? Shall we be alive? Feel the aliveness in your organs, in your body systems, in your digestive system, in your respiration system, in your reproductive system. Feel the aliveness in your neurological system. Call for life. originality to sound. We speak our world into being, and it is the tone, the frequency, and the sound that creates reality. Thank you. And I will have to speak into the mic and obey my instructions. Is there anyone have any thoughts, anything you want to share about the meditation? I'll be happy to answer questions or talk about it a little bit if a question arose within the meditation. I'll begin by saying that we are very much about the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It is our will that we repair the damage that has been done between the divine masculine and the divine feminine so that we may live together harmoniously to the exaltation of both of us. I encourage you to think about the divine masculine and the divine feminine as one brain with two separate parts, just like, surprisingly, just like the one we have, where there's a specialist on each side. There's some aspects specialize in something, some aspects specialize in other, but they work harmoniously together. Otherwise, in the world we live in, we are hopping around on one foot, only using part of the brain, not quite clear what our function is. But in the trees have masculine and feminine too, but they work together. They are not neutral, but they are harmonized. So the idea of this meditation is to bring forth in a world where the masculine and feminine are in confusion within individuals, which is our other selves. It is also important that we know that it doesn't have to be the way it has always been. And that I'm the mother of sons, so I love the masculine. I've also been a wife, so there's that. A couple of times. So the idea is that the life experience that all of us are experiencing, we are all experiencing it in varying levels and degrees. But it would be good if we could know that it is us, each of us individually, who is birthing this world into being through our thoughts. And if we keep our thoughts elevated in the highest frequencies, it allows, one, to protect us from dissidence from others, but it also allows for us to bring in harmony through our own harmonious thinking. Suffering and pain is a choice. We can always choose to be happy, even if it's only fleetingly. You just remember that time, you have to think about it. You may have to really go back, like, I remember that time when I was happy. I think I'll just stay in that spot for a while and push it open a little on both sides. And when you begin to do that, you begin to find a place to go and be that elevates yourself and your other self, so that the pain and suffering of the past doesn't drip out of you onto others. So that's what the meditation is about. Call in life. Life is not depressed. I have yet to meet a guilty tree. I don't know any sad and suffering guilty squirrels. And that's not what creation made. Man made that. Creation didn't make that. Let us be those of you who are womb man, and those of you who are man, let us be together in peace. Womb man and man. Doesn't that sound good? Yes. Who are you? You womb man? I'm womb man too. And let us remember who we are. And be pleased about that. It is the value that we give ourselves. It is the value that others see in us. Shall I repeat that?
Yes.
It is the value that we see in ourselves that communicates the value that others measure us by. It is the value that we understand in ourselves that lets other people know how to interact with us. So sometimes we slip and we forget how much value we have, and then somebody shows us.
Right.
So I'm just here to remind you, you're not being in value of yourself enough. So did I remind you? You jump back on the other side of that. That's right. So that's what this is about. We encourage you in this time. There are many things coming. Most of you already know it. Many of you are in denial. There are many things coming to our planet, to America, to Georgia, to all of us very soon. And we must know that we are creation. That we are exactly what the earth is made of. Everything on the periodic table is us. This is a closed system. They didn't go get something from Mars to make us. We're all made from the same elements, all the chemicals, all the minerals, everything that is on Earth. We are just configured. We're only about two, maybe not even two differences on the DNA of an onion. We're like we are first cousins to the things in the produce department. You go into the grocery store and be like, oh, my family. so happy to be here. Oh, that red pepper, that orange, that grapefruit, yeah, that pear. I remember you. We need to remember that we are life. Even though we've been cultivated to think we're something other than that, we are life. When and if you have experiences in this coming time, call upon all that is life. Call upon life to support you, along with whatever else you happen to have. If that's working for you, that's fine too, but I encourage you to add this to your repertoire. Like, I got 25 things, I'm gonna put life on there too. Let life keep you alive long enough to see the new earth, the new world. This is a reset. You all were born for this. There's no accident. Everything that has ever happened to you has prepared you for this time. It hasn't taken off yet, but it has. It's happening in other places in the world. There's war everywhere. There's all kinds of things about to happen here. It is important that you know that you are the master of this. That it is you who will determine whether you will collapse under the thought of something, or you'll think another thought. You get with others, plan for it. You are encouraged to find provisions and plan for what is to come, because it's coming. And so this meditation was to give you something that has not been available to us. We don't really acknowledge life. But families are deconstructing. Poisons are afoot. They're falling from the sky. They're in the food. They're in the grocery market. They're everywhere. We can avoid that. When you're eating, if you will talk to your food and talk to your food and say, will you return to your original blueprint from creation, because you ain't creation-like. So, I've been getting that zucchini that starts going bad before I can get it out of the grocery bag. That's not how zucchini is supposed to behave. Cucumbers are not supposed to act like that. You might have to talk to your food. You might have to grow some food. You might have to get a garden. You might have to let us know so we can come buy something from you. Yes. So this is very important. So that's what I had to share with you today. If anyone has any questions, I'll leave the floor open for a few moments before I exit. Anybody have any thoughts? Anything you want to share?
I just want to say something. It's interesting that you mentioned something about plants and communication, because I remember when I was in the islands, and that's one of the things I miss, because I used to plant my own food and I would talk to them, and as I communicate with them, I would just see them blossoming, and the grocery store would be calling me for lettuce, especially lettuce, because I used to sell a lot of lettuce. The other people would be wondering, why is it that my lettuce is taking so long to grow and how's it just moving? So as you keep talking, I said, I need to start going back, even if they're not my plants, I need to find plants and just talk to them. and maybe to bring back to life.
Absolutely. Communicate, connect, join on to life, not death. You know, leave drugs and alcohol alone. That wasn't from creation, that was something that happened after creation. You know, it's best in this time to do what is natural. I am shaman, so I speak to everything, and I encourage everyone around me to speak to everything. Many people have been cultivated away from the ability, like they think, oh, well, it doesn't have a brain, it can't talk to me. The limitation what has been done to us is terrible. Yeah. We don't have to know how a thing works, but we can know that it works. So it is important to connect with nature, as the dirt and the lettuce will help you. You know, the roaches will help you if you talk to them. The ants they are our allies. They will help us. Don't come messing with me. I'll talk to the ants on you. That's how you need to think. You need to think, I'm in a relationship with the insects. I'm in a relationship with the plants. Me and the celery got it like that. Because that you can count on. That has not been distorted. If you will make that connection, the thing that I hear in you that is the thing that's most desired by all of us is the memory of satisfaction in growing your own food. And then how people exalted you for having such a experience, and then how you felt about it. That's satisfaction. How many of us have that level of satisfaction in our lives? Yes, Tavares is raising his hand. So would you like to share about your levels of satisfaction?
Yes, I'll share briefly. It looks funny on camera. Oh, the head's turning back. So I want to speak a little bit about what she shared in speaking to the food in the garden. So she's shaman, right? And she shared over the years about speaking to the nature spirits and asking them to help. And I'm pesticide free, insecticide free, but I needed to make sure there were no bugs and whatnot. So I did that. I talked to the nature spirits, I talked to the plants. The seeds, will y'all grow for me? Please, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really heartfelt. And I had a robust return. It was amazing. It was such a satisfying feeling.
That's all those tears dripping into the dirt.
And the first go around, which I'm going to share more about this later because I released some stuff on social media and I'm feeling inspired to host a microgreens class. So we'll talk about that at another time. But that was the first time where I had the experience of growing food. And it was all the things that she mentioned. We can't trust the corporations in the stores. By the time I would get the sprouts home, they're dying on me, you know, and they're already dying on the shelf. So, and I didn't like the prices they was charging. This was some microgreens, an ounce. So I ended up growing my own food with the microgreens, and it changed me. Like the satisfaction that she says, I grew this, and I could eat this. I could trust this, and it's giving me life. That's sovereignty. You know, it's not a lot of things out there that can top that. And of course, there's gradients of it, but I highly encourage, if you're considering it, definitely step foot or dip your toes into the water of growing your own food, or support somebody who does.
Thank you, Tavares, for sharing that. I'll mention this because not that anyone is here for that, but I do nutritional counseling, and the rule is very easy and very clear. Eat fresh and alive. 80%. Have a fruit in the morning, salad for lunch, then cook your food in the evening. You will automatically become the size you're supposed to be because you can't eat 20 pounds of celery. Because you could snack endlessly and never gain an ounce from eating celery. So eat fresh and alive because it will give you life. We look at the animals and we wonder, don't you sometimes wonder, how come when I wake up in the morning, I don't look like the lions we look at, or like, you know, even all the birds, they all look beautiful and perfect, just like they were created, because they eat raw. They eat what's raw out there. We can have cooked food, especially in the winter, but we should eat more raw and more raw from safe sources. It will help us with how we look. All of those who see me because they have debilitating diseases, they are all on that diet. Everyone who comes to me is automatically put on 80-20, 80% raw, 20% cooked food, especially in the winter, and then some level of fasting, not eating your stomach into where it doesn't work anymore. So this is very important because in a natural disaster or catastrophe, we have to be able to function. Our bodies are the most miraculous technology that they forgot to give us the instruction manual for. So I teach a class called Introductory Calibration, where we learn not only to we're not talking to nature outside, we're talking to our own nature to find answers, to always get the absolute correct answer without having some pendulum or somebody or an intermediary where you and yourself will get with you and yourself and tell you and yourself what's up. And that you can trust you, and then others can trust you. And so this is an important aspect of that, and something I would encourage people to consider, not so much taking the class, but consider at least filling yourself up with life so that anti-life doesn't deconstruct you. When things are not going well, you may be eating too much processed food. You may be putting too much poison. You might mess around and breathe too much air out there under a chemtrail. You might have gotten some kind of pharmaceutical something. At any rate, the way to combat that is with the truth of creation. The truth of creation is what is fresh and alive that we can touch and make ourselves. So I encourage everyone to consider, even if it's just sprouts, you can grow sprouts in a Ziploc bag while you're hiking.
Oh, wow.
Because all you do is rinse it and then keep it in the dark for 3 days and put it in the light. And I eat sprouts all the time and juice them when we have too much. Tavares is making sprouts and microgreens, which I am the beneficiary of. And it is so real that we take pictures of them. We're like, oh, look at those sprouts. So let's take a picture of those sprouts. Oh, I got this. I'm gonna show everybody the picture of my new sprouts. It is so touching into the creator in you. That is, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy's creator? Don't you have some of your daddy in you? Yes. So, I mean, like, come on. Bring out that part of your ancestry, your lineage. Who are you? Where do you come from? So that's what I'd like to share with you. Unless there's any other questions, I'm going to bring this to a close. Any other thoughts? Thank you so much. I'd like to offer you honor, respect, and gratitude.
Receive it.
And encourage you to offer it to your other self. You feel that?
Yes.
That's because it's real.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take another break, about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll reconvene for the next session. All right, it's going to be a breath work session. That will be the last exercise of the day. So then we'll just have a couple little speaking moments that will be brief, and then we so hang in there. One last one if you'd like to. We'll take 20 minutes, and we'll see everybody back here.